recognize a couple of you from the 2 inches of your faces that I can see. Hope your semester is off to a good start. I just want to tell you a little bit about the Writing Center, and then see if you have any questions. I guess you already have the information because Katie is the organizational mastermind, and then we can walk down and have you kind of walk through or walk around and see what the center looks like. Our basic mission is to provide one-on-one assistance with any MCC writing project that you might have at any stage of the process. And so that includes lab reports. Obviously, we work with a lot of English students with essays. Speech outlines. Sometimes it will help. Usually the idea is that it's a writing assignment, but we do help with resumes if you need help with something like that for an actual job opportunity. So any stage of the process. It could be, your teacher gives you an assignment and you're automatically, kind of intimidated, not sure what you want to do with it. So you can come in and sit down with us and talk about the assignment and just get some ideas down about how you want to start it. Or you can come to us right up until just before you're ready to turn it in. And maybe you're a little anxious about citing your sources correctly, and you want to make sure that your works cited page and your internal citations are good, and, or just that you didn't miss any big have any big gaping holes in your argument or anything like that. So anything in between, any stage of the process, we'd love to see you. So sometimes we'll see a student 2 or 3 times if they're working on a paper for a couple of weeks or something. You don't have to try to do everything at once. A typical session, you would sit at a table with one of our consultants. It's one-on-one. We have the cool little plexiglass shields now, so that you can still be in fairly close proximity, but still feel safe. And so it's just a conversation. And we'll start by asking you what the assignment is, what your concerns are. Every session is a little bit different because every student comes with different concerns. And so it's just a one-on-one conversation. If that sounds weird or intimidating to you, once you try it, we have great people in there. I think you'll be very comfortable. We see a lot of people laughing and smiling and a lot of people coming back. So even if it sounds a little bit weird, I encourage you to give us a shot, okay? We believe that every writer needs a reader. Every single writer needs feedback from an engaged reader that has some kind of stake in the process. And we want to be that reader for you. So it doesn't matter if you've always been somebody that gets A's on your essays all through high school or somebody that's struggled a little bit more. Even professional writers are in writing groups and get feedback from other readers. And so that's the service that we want to provide for you. We're not a proofreading service, okay? So it's not one of those deals where you come in and drop your paper off and we mark it up with red ink and then you just go fix those things. We want it to always be your writing, okay? And we want you to grow and be more independent, flexible, confident writers. And so doing all that editing for you doesn't serve that end. But we will sit down next to you, certainly, if you're having issues with those kinds of things, and help you find patterns of error and get into a handbook and talk about different ways to fix those things, but come alongside you to help you learn how to make those corrections yourself. Okay, so it's not that we won't help with grammar and mechanics, it's just that we're not going to do the fixing for you. Let's see. The sooner you come, the better in terms of the process. We'll ask you, when is your paper due? And if you say 45 minutes, then our list of strategies to help you gets pretty small at that point, right? But if it's not due for 4 or 5 days, then everything opens up wide and we can do lots of different things. To make an appointment, you can call the library. We do have hours in Greenville, as you can see on the handout. So there's a number there that you can call for Greenville Thursday, Friday, Saturday. You can also schedule on Starfish. Just going into your apps, going into Starfish, you can schedule an appointment with the Writing Center that way as well. I talked about the typical session being face-to-face at a table. Maybe more typical right now is online, and we offer that as well, and it's all through Canvas. And so it's pretty simple. If you're interested in an online session, you just need to know that you've got the technology to handle it. A computer with a microphone, preferably a webcam, fast enough internet. to be able to pull it off, okay? And so if you're interested in that, let us know when you're setting up your appointment, and then we'll get in touch with you and let you know how to find us in that virtual meeting place, okay? And so if you come in with a good idea of what it is that you want to get out of it, what are the areas that you're concerned about? You know, what are you confident about? What's going well, and what do you need help with? Then I think you'll be satisfied with the conversation that you end up having. You can find us on Facebook and Twitter if you're interested in the social media side of things. And also, if you come in physically to the Writing Center, we'll stamp your dream book. Did you talk about dream books?
Sure did.
Okay.
Because we have the dream book Nana.
Oh yeah, you better talk
Sure,
about dream books.
that's right.
So we'll stamp that too. So if you come down and want to show that you're taking advantage of these resources for you, we're happy to give you that dream book stamp. You can use up to 2 hours per week per class in the Writing Center. So if you had an English course and Michelle's class, and you needed 2 hours of work for your English essay, you can get more time for your other classes as well, okay? So that's sort of how the limitations work with that. Do you have any questions for me? So whenever you come down, just stop at the reference desk, check in, and then you can come and see us. We've got the disinfecting wipes here now, so you can wipe in and wipe out just like you would in the, I'm sure Katie talked about that maybe in the
When you
library.
use the library, you wipe in, you wipe out, but I didn't mention it because I'm going to go wipe your spots when we have the class in, but yep.
Okay, so yeah, we've got those there too. So just because we want you to feel safe with the face-to-face, you know, if the student before you wiped out, you come into an area that is presumably clean then, right? And then you're going to wipe in anyway, so twice as safe. Okay, but I have Kylie and Jen in there working right now, and this is Sarah, and Sarah works in the Writing Center and the Math Center. She is the master of everything.
Not everything.
She's one of those people that has a brain that works for math and writing, and that's not me. I don't understand that kind of person, but Sarah's wonderful, so you might work with her too.
I'd love to work with you.
She means it.
That's true.
No questions?